Namaskara, the South Indian here. This is the third day, let me tell you, in continuation when I'm focusing on just that one issue. I know I sound like a political party, but I'm not. I'm just a journalist, and I think what the Karnataka government is doing, actually letting go of a superb opportunity. They had such a fabulous victory, and I think they should keep it the reasons that they won this election for, which was absolutely in opposition to what the BJP stands for. You try and tinker with someone else's ideology, you have egg on your face. That's my experience says, and I hope that you will agree after the experts have spoken on this show. That's the topic we are talking about today, Siddaramaiah's politics over Lord Rama. Kinda unnecessary, I would say. Now, in the season of one of the biggest politico-religious events in the country on 22nd January, marking the consecration of Ram Temple in Ayodhya, the politics over Lord Rama takes a new avatar every day. It's almost mythological. Something or the other keeps going. What is it if not politics that the Congress party finds itself cornered over the Ram issue one after the other? In fact, at the recent meeting of the India bloc, there was a discussion over how to set the narrative for the consecration of Ram Temple, but then several senior leaders including Venugopal said that 224 is more important than anything else. There is still time for 22nd January, we shall do it. I just find it, the mind boggles. Well, some may say that 224 will be about Ram. Then what answer does the India bloc have? I wonder. I am sure they will give you an answer very soon, once the elections are over maybe. Anyway, forget about setting a narrative for Ram. The Congress party is scoring many self-goals in an attempt to eclipse the mega event. There are many voices which have done the damage, like the recent one when RJD minister and Lalu Yadav's son, Tej Pratap Yadav, said how Lord Ram would only come home after the India bloc wins the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. Major boo-boo. Let's focus on the south now, and only on Karnataka, where both the BJP and Congress are simmering over Lord Ram. One is simmering, the other is boiling over. The BJP's agenda has always been clear, but then I wonder what is with Siddaramaiah and his government. That's what I'm asking him, everyone today, Siddaramaiah's politics over Lord Rama. Is it the season of let's all score several self-goals, let's see what happens? So, what did he do recently, you may ask? Well, it's about the Sri Dattatreya Baba Buddhan Swami Peetha Dargah, which is a syncretic cave shrine in Chikkamagaluru district. I do not know how many of you know, I'm sure lots of you know, this is the same Baba Buddhan who actually, legend has it, brought coffee to India. This is the great saint. Now, summons have been issued to 14 accused who allegedly tried to demolish tombs at Datta Peetha in Chikkamagaluru. But the point is, yes, you may say if you try and demolish tombs, then obviously it's an offence, but it's bad timing. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah sir, of course you offered a clarification that the reopening of the case is very normal legal procedure, but the timing. If you look at the case, it was actually booked in 2017 and the first proposal for government sanction was sent on 19th March 2020 and the charge sheet was submitted on 24th October 23. But again, I'll repeat, but the timing, and only because this is politics, it matters so much. Before this, of course, was the video showing Siddaramaiah refusing to enter the Sanctum Sanctorum of a Vagdevi temple in Vijaypura even after repeated requests. Then that embarrassing comment by Holkalkere Anjaneya comparing Siddaramaiah to Rama. He said Siddaramaiah himself is Ram. Then why go and worship that Ram in Ayodhya temple? That is BJP's Ram. Insinuating that Siddaramaiah is their very own Ram. And then the arrest of Srikanth Poojary by the Karnataka police in Hubballi on Friday in connection with the 1992 riots in the lead up to the Babri Masjid demolition. Now, also the thing is that now recently and right now breaking news came in that Srikanth Poojary has been granted bail. Listen in to what his lawyer had to say.
जो देश में राम मंदिर का जो 22 को लोकार्पण होने का है, उसका जो जोश है हिंदू समाज में, उसे देखकर और घर घर को जो राम मंदिर का अक्षता पहुंचाने का जो काम चल रहा है, इस उससे घबराए हुआ राज्य का कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट उद्देश्य पूर्वक से 2 दिन कोर्ट बंद रहे सो यूज लेके उसके अरेस्ट करके जेल पे डाला था और उसको उसके ऊपर 13 केसेस है करके बोल के उसका जो अपप्रचार किया जा रहा था। इसलिए हमने कोर्ट के गमन को लाया है कि उसके ऊपर जो केस थे 2013 और वो 2003 और 4 में वो खत्म हो गया। खत्म होने के बाद वो रेगुलर कोर्ट में दूसरे केसों से में अटेंड होके जो निरपराधी साबित हुआ, कुछ छोटे छोटे केसों में उसने पेनाल्टी भरा है, वैसे ही वो उसका पासबुक वगैरह और इलेक्शन में वो जो वोटिंग डाले सो वो रेगुलरली हुबली में है और अब्सकंड होने का कोई चांसेस भी नहीं है। और इस केस में कोई अब्सकंडिंग का कोई उसका नेचर नहीं है। ये सभी हमने कोर्ट के सामने उसके नजर में लाने के बाद माननीय न्यायालय ने आज के दिन उसका बेल पिटीशन को अलाउ किया है।
Amidst all this drama of proving who's a real Hindu, senior Congress leader B.K. Hari Prasad took it upon himself to caution people over the upcoming Ayodhya Ram temple. He said, and I quote him, "The basic duty of a government is to protect the life and property of people. Be it Pulwama or the Godhra incidents, the BJP was responsible for the loss of lives and it has a history of creating tensions in the society. They can go to any extent as they are also habitual offenders." You know, with the India bloc divided and nearly decimated over daily arguments over seat sharing, TMC's Mamata Banerjee versus Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, will Siddaramaiah's mishandling of the Ayodhya temple inauguration prove kind of costly for his government? Let's debate. I started this debate by saying, what a fabulous victory. Don't let it go out of your hands. It's a request. But then politics and politicians have their own thought process behind everything. Nizam Faujdar, General Secretary of the Congress Party, is joining us from Karnataka. Vijay Prasad, spokesperson for the BJP. Manasvi Thapar, who is a political analyst, is also here. And Professor Chambi Puranik, political analyst, is also here. I first, namaskara to all of you, but first to Professor Chambi Puranik. Can you hear me, sir? You know what happened yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday there was a technical snag. No problem. I can hear.
Yes, your voice is very important to us, and therefore I decided to check with you. Professor Chambi Puranik, every day we hear this government doing or saying something which I think is proving kind of detrimental, because you know the thing is that some people see the Ram temple consecration as religious, many people see it as political, but all said and done, I think the Congress party does not have a clear cut strategy to handle with it, and it seems to be struggling. Now this Baba Budan, this syncretic cave which is there, you know, where we've read about it, how there is a, you know, whether the Poojary should go inside to do Paduke Puja or whether it is the Mujawar who should go inside and do his ibadat, that is prayers. We've read about it. But what is with the timing, Professor Puranik? I just don't understand. Whether it is Srikanth Poojary, of course he's been granted bail, but don't you think the timing is all wrong? I'm not saying that criminals should be let go, but what is it with the Congress party?
It's very unfortunate that the Congress government is in getting into, needless controversies. Not only by taking up the old cases, of course, the legal process has to start. But in this particular Datta Peetha case, it's a very, very old case, showing where the dispute is there about destruction of the grave and all that. That's okay. But Congress has given permission for the case to be taken forward in its present government, September. So from then onwards, things must have been orchestrated or planned in a systematic way that let us dispose of the old cases. If there are cases against BJP, perhaps that will come into handy for them to create a situation favorable for the Congress government for 2024 election. Definitely Congress, I'm not saying it is opening the head gates, but knowing Siddaramaiah very well for last 4 decades, right from his student days when I was a young lecturer, I don't think he is a Hindu hater, but circumstances have put in such a way or led him to such a way that most of his controversial statements they could have been avoided. That's what Siddaramaiah has accused the media of spreading falsehoods, like saying that he is trying to rig out the old cases against BJP. No, it is not that kind of allegation that you should make on media. You should appeal to media or tell them that you listen to our official version, and I am here to clarify the position. I think that could have been, properly cleared. Second, Mr. Congress disgruntled leader, he is making a statement saying that the BJP Karyakartas, the train that goes to Ayodhya, there may be some trouble, which could be hatched out by BJP itself. So all these kinds of imaginary kind of situations based on the past history or past mistakes or blunders, I don't think it's going to help Congress either way. Even on the other side, BJP also should take these things in a very, in a very strategic manner, saying that now we are ready to face any inquiry, any case. If you are proved guilty, we should be punished.
No, but Srikanth Poojary has been granted bail, no, in 4 days.
That's what,
here
that's
BJP, here it's an advantage BJP because they had given 48 hours. They went around hanging placards around their neck. You see?
I agree with you. But, BJP has got an upper hand in terms of it being in opposition because, it has lost the election recently and they need to revive.
All right.
There was no single top mass leader like Yediyurappa or any other person of that stage. So now young leaders are there. The young leaders have to perform and show that they also try to make the party meet the aspirations or whatever the expectations of people. So in a religious sentiment, in a toxic situation of religious controversies, perhaps the political polarization and other things definitely overplay.
Right.
So you must know that media has a responsible role. You and me and many of us are not in favor of any political party. We are in favor of Rashtra Dharma, Rajya Dharma, Constitution, peace and harmony.
Absolutely.
If that is the thing that everybody, including Chief Minister, follows, we certainly were with them. If they are not following it, we have to condemn. We have to expose.
But politics is a different beast, Professor, and we have to also understand. Manasvi Thapar, as a political analyst, before I go to the spokesperson of the Congress and the BJP, my question comes to you. Manasvi Thapar, don't you think repeatedly the Siddaramaiah government is scoring several self-goals? You look at it, the flip-flops that they have done, it is more than flip-flops, it's about the confusion that they have in their mind so far as Lord Ram is concerned, so far as this event is concerned. Now, they have had a fabulous victory and on principles which are very anti-BJP. Why fall into that pit?
I think more of a pit, it is more of a trap. Whenever it comes to Lord Ram, I think whatever the Congress would try, they are somehow going to fall into the trap of what the BJP plays it very well. The Hindu sentiments card, Hindu voter card or Bhagwan Ram card. Bhagwan Ram is Bhagwan of everyone. And BJP is just a 40-year-old party while they have taken up the entire ownership, the intellectual ownership or the Hindu vote bank ownership of Bhagwan Ram in terms of the sentiments that this particular temple is being built by BJP. And this narrative, you can't counter this narrative. While they are creating this narrative, while they are playing on this narrative, what is your alternative?
Sorry? All right. I think that, we've lost Manasvi. We'll get him back. There he is. Yeah, go on.
One point that cases come, cases reopen, that's all natural. But what is unnatural could be when you are in a setup wherein the largest vote bank of this country is Hindu. So you have to understand the Hindu vote bank is sentimental as of now, 2024, and the kind of the mega show, and BJP is known for that. You create events, you make events, but BJP is someone who has.
Right, we know what the BJP does. But Manasvi Thapar, do you think that the Congress is scoring self-goals? Yes or no? Do you think it's something which is going to really have serious repercussions on them in Karnataka?
Politically, optically, yes. If you ask me,
obviously politically.
Politically, optically, it is a definite yes.
All right. And on that note, I'll come back to you, Manasvi, because I have to take a break. It's mandatory. I'm taking a break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Siddaramaiah. If He's mismanaging the entire Lord Rama narrative. And I'm going to come back, taking a very quick break. Back then, I'll go to Nizam Faujdar and also the other guests. Thank you.
Ram's Ayodhya rebuilt. Ram Lala's Pran Pratishtha. Countdown to January 22nd. Dateline Ayodhya. Catch the mega coverage only on News9 Live.
All right, so here we are, the South Indian is here and we are asking you this question. Siddaramaiah's politics over Lord Ram. Before I went into a break, I promised you that I will speak to both the representatives of the Congress party as well as the BJP, Nizam Faujdar. Up first, Nizam, I want to ask you that you have delayed the caste census because you think that it requires a lot of time. There are other things also, you know, some appointments to corporations and other. You've also delayed that. You're really giving it a very serious thought, taking your own time. What is with this Ram narrative? Someone calls him Ram, then he says, oh, I have Ram in my name. Then he refuses to get into the sanctum sanctorum of a temple. Then, look, and the latest is this case, which is such a beautiful syncretic dargah, and I've been there in Chikkamagaluru, and a man who got us coffee, which is my favorite beverage. You know, why open these cases now? The timing of it, Nizam, don't you think that there is somewhere an error so far as the timing is concerned?
Sudha, the question that we need to ask today is that, do you want the law to proceed on its logical course, or do you want to stop just because you want to make a certain BJP leaders happy about the way they are creating a narrative? I'm simply saying this. अगर बीजेपी कल सुबह उठ के बोलती है सुधा इज एंटी राम, सुधा इज एंटी कृष्णा, सुधा इज एंटी इंडिया, सुधा इज एंटी culture, it is the duty of Sudha to start explaining and telling that, I am not anti-national, I am not anti-Krishna, I am not anti-Ram, I am not anti this, I am not anti that. The BJP is creating this kind of a narrative. Agar kuch bhi karo, even if I stand and look on the west, they'll say he is not looking at the east. What is wrong? Because the west is, there is a Kaaba towards the west, and they are not looking at the east. So they would create us, whataboutery kind of situations. Siddaramaiah has simply said in his statement that the legal course will take its own logical end. There was a case. The case has come into the hands of the court. The judicial department is taking the way forward, and it will do its duty. Now, do you want me to stop? Now tell me, Sudha, let me ask Mr. Puranik, let me ask Mr. Thapar or Vijay or anybody who's looking in this case, do you want to stop a certain, criminals to just have a happy
Not
time
at all, Nizam.
just because BJP doesn't want it?
No, not at all, Nizam, and that's what I said. Legally, everything, if it's a criminal, then, it should be taken to its logical conclusion, and I mean both in Srikanth as well as these 14 accused. But that video, what about that video where he refuses to enter the temple? I am talking about optics. Nizam, you know that this country since 2014...
There are a lot of dargahs I would not go. There are a lot of dargahs that I would not want to go. So there are a lot of dargahs I go and sit. So it's a personal, please don't question and compare and co-joint it with politics and say, hey, you know what, look at this man. He's become a Nastik and he is actually against God.
But he is a Nastik. But he is atheist.
Please allow people of this country to practice their religion the way they want to. Why do you want to force it? I cannot, even my imam cannot push me to perform my religious duties the way I want to do it, or he wants me to do it. It is my personal. Nobody can force Sudha.
But then you are absolutely right.
Sudha.
You are right, Nizam. No one can force me. Yesterday I told the BJP spokesperson not to teach me how to worship. I know my Ram. my Ram may not look like your Ram. But the point of the matter is, it's about politics. It's about the narrative. India bloc leaders are saying we have to set a narrative for the Ram thing. Whereas Venugopal says, let's wait. Then Siddaramaiah goes and does this. I am only talking about after a fabulous victory, is this the way that you mismanage the entire thing? There is something called managing situations. Vijay Prasad, you want to come in here? Vijay Prasad.
Can I answer 10 seconds and then he can answer?
हाँ जल्दी हाँ बोलिए.
हाँ. See, do you want me to deceive? Do you want Congress party? Do you want Mr. Siddaramaiah to deceive the people of this state? I don't think so. We would want to. We are truthful. We are very honest. We are very humble towards the people of this state.
Okay.
We will do what it takes for the people to be happy, have a good lifestyle, have a good living, and a good profession to work with. And this is all a common man wants.
Okay.
But the BJP wants this hatred ka dukan.
Okay.
They want to spread this divide and rule. They want to, they
Vijay,
will accuse and then they'll run away.
Vijay,
They'll accuse and then they'll say, hey, look, they're
Vijay,
abusing us, they're abusing us. It is that kind of a culture
please
that India is getting engulfed in. We need to refrain from this.
All right.
And
you made the point, Nizam Faujdar. You have indeed. Vijay, please come in.
See, Sudha, it is not as easy as, Nizam is giving some buttery picture, buttery words. Okay, the Congress attitude and the behavior is not as smooth as what Nizam is speaking. See, definitely Congress is on the back foot.
Yes.
The last couple of Congress is definitely on back foot. Congress has the BJP has floored Congress on their vendetta politics. Okay, this is for sure, and whether Congress agrees or not, or the Nizam agrees with me or not, it is left to them. See, when the defeat is imminent,
yes,
when the writing is on the wall, you go extra mile to damage a particular religion and their belief. You use all your resources.
What defeat are you talking about? They just won a fabulous victory, Vijay Prasad.
They lost three. They lost three. Okay. Let's not forget that they lost three.
They won Karnataka, Vijay. You live there.
They lost three. They
won Karnataka. What a fabulous victory. They won Telangana. Come on. Let's not be petty. We are not school kids here. So let's get to the point. I mean, we cannot spar like school children. I mean, I left school. I don't know. I don't even remember. So you know, the thing is that. So finish and be on the point. Yeah.
Let me make it a point. See, now Congress is facing defeat not just in the hands of voters. They don't call the voters as Janta Janardhan. They start abusing even the voters, even the Janta Janardhan when they don't vote them. Okay, they are facing defeat. They are facing defeat within the Indie Alliance. Indie Alliance partners have lost confidence.
Okay, Vijay, I like to keep to the point, and I'm no. You are going hither and thither. Sorry, I'm the anchor of the show. I'll have to rein you in, Vijay Prasad. You can't. Don't just be focused, Vijay Prasad. I am asking you, what is the big? I'll ask you. RSS people going to people's homes, putting akshate on them, and asking them. That is also very intrusive. I don't like it. You don't tell me when to attend an event. What is all this? They are entering people's homes in Bengaluru, and I have proof. You know, you are also doing this kind of, you have to do. What is this have to? Yes, Rama is for all of us. It's an event which will happen on 22nd January. I'm not going to go for it. It's my personal choice. Manasvi is back with us. I'll come back to you. Manasvi, we have to be focused. Otherwise, you know, I have very limited time. Kya karoon, Vijay? I wish my director gave me 2 hours. Manasvi, can you hear me?
Yes, Sudha.
Yeah. So my whole point is that, you know, like, Nizam made a very pertinent point. He said, well, these are legal cases. What can we do? I also agreed with him. I concur with him. I think Professor also will concur. He'll say, of course, if someone is a rowdy, you have to put him in jail, right? But the point is the timing of it all. You know, going to town with it. I don't want to believe that the BJP leaked this information out. It's leaked by the Congress. And only because they want, come on, we've been, you know, we are all grown up here. So, only because they do not want to, because you see the minorities, they voted in Telangana also for the Congress party, and so did in Karnataka. I think it is appeasement on both sides. But the thing is, Siddaramaiah is the Chief Minister of Karnataka, I say. He is not just a political leader of a party. Manasvi.
See, when you become a chief minister or when you become anything, but in the present scenario, you are always going to be a leader of your own political party, and you have to play your political cards very well. And when I say this, you have to, if you are going to fight BJP, you have to understand BJP's DNA. They know politics very well. They know the optics very well, and such kind of timings is. No one is going to discuss on the merits of the case as of now. Everyone is going to say that the debate for tonight is going to be that Congress is anti-Hindu, Congress is anti-Ram, while this has nothing to do with the Lord Ram or anything to do with Ayodhya. But BJP knows how to play it very well, and Congress needs to, after 10 years in out of power in center, they need to understand that if you're fighting BJP, think like BJP and do not touch these sensitive voter-based issues. When I say voter-based issues, is the largest vote bank of this country is Hindus. So you have to be sentimental, and the epicenter of Hindu, the heart of Hindu lies with Lord Ram for him. And this is a mega event in centuries for our country. And though BJP is in power, obviously everything is gonna go the BJP way this time. Because BJP is in power, it is happening during their time. Entire manifestos of last 22 times manifestos of BJP have this, that we'll build.
All right. Okay, Manasvi, I'll have to stop you here because I have to take yet another break, which is mandatory. After I come back, of course, we will talk to Professor Puranik about what he thinks, whether Siddaramaiah has mismanaged the entire situation, considering Professor Puranik is extremely close to Siddaramaiah. Back in a jiffy. Stay with us.
Yes, the scale of the attack surprised us.
When you get a series of alerts, 16 intelligence alerts, if Maharashtra government at that time had alerted the Coast Guard and the Navy, this 2611 would not have happened at all.
And one of the details they had planned was to use these dhagas to mislead the investigative agencies.
All this was to be presented as a Hindu terror. So it was a Pakistan operation. The LET was the front end.
As the attacks were on, it was clear that they were planned and launched from Pakistani territory.
For all of those victims of terror that was exported from Pakistan over the years, including but not limited to 2611.
This and more, streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
Ram's Ayodhya rebuilt. Ram Lala's Pran Pratishtha. Countdown to January 22nd. Dateline Ayodhya. Catch the mega coverage only on News9 Live.
It was my 14th birthday.
On birthday, daughter waits
for missing father.
He was carrying a cake for his daughter.
49-year-old Birmingham-based
Indian diplomat vanishes.
He was grabbed and bundled into a car by 4 assailants.
KLA claims responsibility. Demands Kashmiri separatists.
Makbul Bhatt's release.
Goli maro. Or feck do.
And within 3 days, they shot him dead.
Abducted diplomat.
Found murdered in Leicestershire.
I said, who ordered to kill him? To me, he said, yes, I ordered it.
And he never came home.
searching, start streaming. Download the world's first news OTT, News9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
Namaskara, the South Indian of course took a break and I was talking about Siddaramaiah's politics over Lord Rama, and before I went into the break, I told you that I will speak with Professor Chambi Puranik because he's someone who's actually studied Siddaramaiah's political trajectory over the years. Professor Puranik, you also agree with what Nizam Faujdar said and made a very relevant point that come on, it's legal. We have to take, law should take its own course. That is how, anybody would think. But don't you think that the timing, the optics, everything in a way will go against Siddaramaiah in the long run? He also represents Ahinda, that is, it's a amalgamation of different communities, who are marginalized, the minorities included, everybody. But overall, it is his image is going to take a beating. Would you agree, sir?
Yeah, certainly. That's what I was trying to convey yesterday, but because of technical snag, I could not say that. So, the problem with Siddaramaiah is he has a split personality. But during elections or whenever he meets Hindu leaders or religious heads, pontiffs, etc., he tries to respect them. And though he is not such ritualistic or exhibition oriented, he will definitely pay his respects as an individual leader, because I have seen him. He has very good relations with Suttur Mutt in Mysore and many other religious mutts in Karnataka and all that. So, that apart, Siddaramaiah has not taken advantage of his own personality, that whenever he goes to minorities or any other non-Hindu congregations, he becomes more effusive and then he becomes exuberant in talking in favor of them and all that. Definitely, they also need that protection. But when the matters like this, now they come after 20, 30 years or 3 decades, I think you should be very cautious. The spark will be definitely there, and without smoke, there cannot be fire also. Now, Mr. Hari Prasad making that statement that something is going to happen and BJP is going to achieve, that is also far-fetched. But he is Siddaramaiah as a chief minister of the previous regime in a position to caution his own colleagues or leaders or ministers, like former Minister Anjaneyya, comparing him to Sri Ram. I think everybody has got that soul spirit of Ram. I respect Christianity, Islam and many other religions, including Buddhism, as if it is my own, because they all speak for peace. I wish he had listened to some good suggestion of our friend, who just now spoke, my good friend. So that kind of balanced approach Siddaramaiah should have taken, but he has tried to take it, definitely. And on the basis of that kind of whatever questioning that BJP is doing, or even media people are asking, he poo-poos them. No, he should not. He should take full responsibility, say that my government is not vindictive, there is no politics of vendetta, we will allow law to take its own course. Now that that gentleman has accused, has been given bail, I think that there ends the matter. I think even BJP that will not be in a position to take it.
Okay, so ladies,
now Datta Peetha also is a very, very sensitive.
That's what I was. Professor Puranik.
Let him not declare. He should handle it clearly or cleverly, which he is capable of. But I don't know when this second term of Siddaramaiah, perhaps he is not sure that he is going to be chief minister for 5 years. Perhaps it may be there. So some of his supporters.
Because Professor Puranik, once again, Rajanna, everyone is talking about 3 more deputy chief ministers. He's done it the second time. So there is a lot of confusion within whether he will be chief minister, but we will come to that later. But ladies and gentlemen, what the professor said about the Dattatreya Baba Buddhan Swami Peetha Dargah, it's a syncretic cave shrine in Chikkamagaluru district. And the last one heard of it is that a Hindu priest and a Muslim mujawar would be appointed by the management committee to perform the rituals at the shrine as per the religious rituals prescribed. So that was the last we heard. And of course, this case involves, people who had tried to break tombs. Vijay Prasad, come in here. If the case is so old and the law will take its own course. Srikanth Poojary has been granted bail. Don't you think the BJP really ran away with it and had a knee-jerk reaction by creating 4 days of agitation with R. Ashoka also being detained, etc., etc., Vijay Prasad?
See, Sudha, as I said earlier, okay, the Congress government is definitely on the back foot. We have floored them, and the timing of this arrest, okay, and reopening of the case is definitely questionable, and we will question their intention, and we will certainly, as a national party, we will question the intention of the Congress. The whole episode in the last 1 week is wholly and solely responsible and engineered by Congress. And Congress is solely responsible. And that is the reason. See, why this hatred? If you see the statement of Congress CM or the Anjaneya or BK Hariprasad, whoever it is, not just in Karnataka. If you see the Indie Alliance partners outside of Karnataka, the kind of language they are using and the kind of abuse they are making on the Lord Ram shows why this hatred towards.
But who's abusing?
Hindus.
What words?
No.
What abuse? Tell me, Vijay. Tell me.
Sudha, do you want me to? I said, do you want me to repeat those the words what the Indie Alliance partner have said against Lord Ram? And do you want me to repeat the words expressed against the president and the vice president? And we have seen all those episodes. See, that is the reason when the writing is on the wall, when the defeat is imminent,
right.
Congress goes
Nizam,
to the
Nizam Faujdar, come in there. I have only 1.5 minutes left. No, we have to give others time also. Nizam, go on. Nizam, go on.
Sudha, thank you so much for bringing me in at the right time. See, my only thing is that, we will not appease BJP. We will not appease the BJP's ideology. We will not divide and rule. Our only thing is that, कोई भगवान के नाम पे क्राइम करता है या किसी के नाम पे क्राइम करता है, उसको भी हम टॉलरेट नहीं करेंगे. केस है, केस चलेगा, that case will go on. But if the BJP wants us to stay silent and not take any action just because there's an election coming or BJP leaders are not liking what we are saying, I don't think so. We want to become another BJP. Congress party will remain a Congress party.
I'm running out of time, but then the point is, Nizam Faujdar, what about hijab? What about hijab? You spoke in a folk tongue when it came to hijab. It suited you. First you announced, we'll lift it. Then you said, we will wait for it. When it suits you, you take time. When it doesn't suit you, then you do these things. I just don't understand this hypocrisy at all. And that's why I'm saying it's a bad move.
We are absolutely not hypocrites, Sudha. Let us see. We cannot tilt towards BJP. We don't want to become another BJP. The country doesn't want us to become BJP. That's why nearly 50%, nearly 35%, we are very close to the BJP's vote share, right? That means the half of the India doesn't want us to be like BJP. That's why they're voting for us.
I've completely run out of time. Nizam, Vijay, thanks are due to you, Professor Puranik. But I'll say one thing, Nizam Faujdar, the Congress party and Siddaramaiah, like I said, when it comes to hijab, when it comes to other issues like caste census, you will take your own time. But at this moment, when the entire country almost is looking at an event which is going to unfold on 22nd January, every day there is some kind of a mischief, there is some kind of a nataka in Karnataka over Lord Ram. On that note, thank you very much all of you. It was such a pleasure. Manasvi also Thapad, who could not join us later. Thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. Thank you indeed. And of course, The South Indian is happy, particularly as an Indian I am happy, but as a South Indian I am super, super happy. All of you should also be happy from the southern states. We've done it. We've done it. Yet another achievement. Look at that. Hyderabad and Bengaluru airports make it to the global list. Come on, it's time to celebrate. Bring your coffee and your tea and let's celebrate with it. What makes airports great? Have you ever thought of it? Well, there are many, many parameters, but for flyers, it's the time of flight keeps. Punctuality. Many a time, it's the delays which causes greatest pain for many passengers, and particularly when there is no information of any sort whatsoever. Remember, we stand in front of those, where the flight is, whatever flight you're taking, in front of that, and you keep asking, has the plane arrived? What time will it arrive? What is the expected time? And you could have an appointment, you could have a meeting, you could have a job interview, or you could have a medical appointment. That's when you feel time is so important. Now, guess what? According to the latest report released by aviation analytics firm Circum, Hyderabad and Bengaluru airports are in number 2 and 3 positions, respectively, among the top 10 global airports. The criteria was operational performance and punctuality. Let me also add that even as it is a big thumbs up for the South, Kolkata was also recognized for its efficiency in this regard and in the way it handles passengers. So, well done Kolkata as well. So, how was punctuality defined? If you are interested, I'll tell you. Circum report defined punctuality as a flight departing or arriving within a 15-minute difference from the scheduled time. That's important. Note that, and let's rue over the fact that many of us wait and wait for the airplane to arrive thinking, my God, is there a method to this madness or not? Topping the list, of course, the entire list, if you look at it, I told you, South made it like Hyderabad and Bengaluru, and of course, Kolkata also made it, but these two airports from the South. But overall, topping the list was Minneapolis, St. Paul International Airport in the United States with a punctuality rate of 84.44%. And what an achievement it is for Hyderabad's Rajiv Gandhi International Airport to follow so closely at 84.42% in the second position. The Kempegowda International Airport in Bengaluru achieved an 84.08% punctuality rate in 2023. Really, I think it's a great achievement because air travel has now become very normal. It's the norm now. Going by this report, it's a great feeling if you're flying in and out of Hyderabad and Bengaluru that yes, everything is going to be dot on time, and it's dot on time for me to say goodbye, but then not before telling you what's coming up 26/11. We all remember that. This is a special documentary by News9 Plus. Professor P.V. Vishwanath was asked by the New York Jewish Chabad movement to negotiate with terrorists at Nariman House. Now, the thing is, there are several unheard stories. You want to watch it now on this very platform. And with that, the South Indian says bye-bye, and next time we meet, we'll get you yet another cracker of a story. Vanakkam.